what's up? This is JM, host of the Celebrity Grill podcast on iTunes, and you're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Network. All barbecue and grilling, all the time.
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and... Oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Welcome to the BBQ Central Show, the show where we talk about all things that are important in the world of barbecue. From big-name interviews with competitors on the barbecue circuit, grill manufacturers and pit makers, to advice on cooking brisket and ribs. You'll find it all right here on the BBQ Central Show. Your host, Greg Rempe, is a backyard barbecue and grilling fanatic and loves to talk about his passion, which many of us share together. You can learn more about barbecue and grilling by visiting the website, thebbqcentral.com. Now, let's get in the smoke. Here's your program host, Greg Rempe.
Welcome to the BBQ Central Show. Yeah, this is the BBQ Central Show, presented by the 5th Annual Taste of the Deerfield Valley, September 10th through the 12th. We originate from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city that is Cleveland, Ohio. Most recently noted for being the barbecue capital of the North Coast, I'm your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here for another Tuesday fun, fast-paced, and exciting show of barbecue and outdoor fire and grilling entertainment. Glad you could join me. Let me give you some contact information in case you want to jump in on the show tonight, which I encourage you to do so, most specifically for the following segment. But if you want to call in, you can do so toll-free at 877-448-0433. That's 877-448-0433. You can also email the show with your thoughts, your questions, your takes as well. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Greg, 1G, G-R-E-G. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com, and that's the way to get in touch with the show. Here's what's happening tonight. Maybe you saw, maybe you didn't see, maybe you saw the premiere episode of Season 2 of BBQ Pitmasters on TLC. This is the second season. We long awaited after Season 1 ended if there would possibly be a second season. And sure enough, it was re-upped after a lot of back and forth, I guess, between TLC and creator John Marcus alongside his media partners, that being Original Media, who put the show together. And they were given the green light to do Season 2. And then there was a huge format change, which everybody was talking about here prior to the premiere episode this past Thursday. And it was a complete revamp from what Season 1 was like. Season 1 was a docudrama, I believe that's the more professional term as to what that setup was like, a docudrama where they were following around the likes of Johnny Trigg and Tuffy Stone and Leanne Whippen and Paul Peterson and Jamie Geer and, 7, 9, 10, Harry Sue from Slap Your Daddy, 9, 10 different teams kind of getting a insight, a look into what a competition series is like, going to different venues across the country, cooking their various meats, the preparation that's involved, how they're cooking them, the weather challenges that they have to deal with, the people challenges that they have to deal with, and then seeing how it all shakes out during the course of a weekend. And TLC basically told John Marcus, the creator of the show, that while the idea was good, they didn't like the fact that the teams that they were covering weren't winning. I think once in all of those episodes that we saw, I think there was 8 in the premiere season, or the first season. Myron Mixon was the first and only overall grand champion down there in, it was like Mesquite, Texas, wherever the hell he was. And that was it. I think there was one other first place finish for a category, which Tuffy Stone won in a brisket, I believe, when Myron Mixon and Tuffy had that. Tuffy said, I'll give you my brisket, Myron, since you didn't have one. But other than that, there were really no overall grand champions during that season. But as we all know, that's pretty much going to be the run of the luck if you're following any team, even the best teams out there in any sanctioning body, whether it be Memphis Barbecue Network, whether it be Kansas City Barbecue Society or IBCA or whatever. You're not going to go out every week. It's not like the Yankees steamrolling through Major League Baseball a couple of years ago. It's not like the New England Patriots were steamrolling through the NFL a couple of years ago either. You're going to go out, you might compete in 35, 40 competitions if you're really out there humping it, and you might win 7 times, maybe 7 times overall grand champion. So it's a different monster. If they weren't ready for that, then obviously it was going to be a little bit disappointment. Hence probably why they decided to go ahead and make that format change to something that is already existing out there in any number of different Food Networks or game show networks or the TLCs, the Lifetimes, the Discoveries, where you're setting up teams in a competition like a Chopped or a next Food Network star, whatever you want, Top Chef, whatever. Similar format. And I had Myron Mixon on a couple weeks ago, and he said, they're taking this format because this is successful. And as we all know, once something catches on and is successful, everybody else wants to jump on board with their version of it. So I think there was a lot of inherent worry on the true barbecue purist mind that this was going to dumb down what Season 1 was able to showcase. It's not going to do that anymore. So the premiere episode shows Thursday. Needless to say, lots to get into next segment. I've actually blown out the second segment altogether. No interview. So if you want to call in and weigh in how you feel that first episode went in the new format, I'd love to hear from you. 877-448-0433 is the number, and you can make use of that. Basically, how I would like you to do that is, let's not have the Q&A, because obviously I have my own takes about what it's like during this first show of this new format. But I would love to have you jump in, give me your thoughts if you think it's a success, if you think it's going to fail, if you're never going to watch again, whatever. And then just go ahead and jump off the line, and we can bust through a handful of calls during that segment. So I think it's important that if you want to go ahead and make your voice known, that you should do that. If you're over any of the social media networks, or especially ones that are geared towards the barbecue and grilling, like Barbecue Brethren Forum, My Barbecue Forum, lots of other ones, we're getting a lot of negative comments, and then plus all of the social media, TLC's Facebook page, the Pitmasters Facebook page, Kingsford Facebook page, a lot of people taking it after that first episode airs. So that's what we're going to get into next segment. Third segment after that, my mom's going to be coming back on. Connie Rempe sharing her favorite recipes, as she does almost about once a month. And she has gone ahead back through the cookbooks and kind of pilfered out some of the ones that she has been working on recently. One of the ones that she is finding excellently succulent and easy to prepare. And that's the best thing about all of these recipes that my mom brings to this show, is the fact that while they might sound intricate, while they might sound like you need to be at least in that average to above average cooking talent, it's really not the case. Any level of cook or chef or whatever you want to call it can actually do all of these and prepare them with ease, and then reap the rewards from family and friends as to how good they actually are. So that'll be my mom coming up. Third segment, of course, we have the fourth segment, free-for-all, for your chance to win fun and succulent prizes, hosted by a post-mortem Harry Carey Hall of Fame broadcaster for the Chicago Cubs. And that's what we have. You can win the Easy Hooks from bbqhooks.com. Actually, not the Easy Hook this time, but they have the new wild game rubs, and they also have the cedar planks that they're looking to get word of mouth out. You have the Cosmos Q injection packs or soaks that you can choose from. You have the Greenleaf barbecue products. That's the wine-infused oak wood over there, Tim Bryant at Greenleaf Barbecue out there in California. Of course, we have the frog mats as well, so a veritable cornucopia of free stuff. If you want to jump in, all you have to do is answer 3 questions in 5 seconds. That's one question. You get 5 seconds to answer each question. You answer all 3 in a row of subsequently difficulty varying degrees, if you will, and you win a prize. It doesn't get any better than that. Plus, you get to talk to a Hall of Famer. And when's the last time you were able to say you were actually able to talk to a Hall of Famer? Probably never. So that's what we have going in on the show tonight. 877-448-0433 is the toll-free number to call in on. And again, you can also email the show if you want to, if you don't want to get on the phone. Greg at the BBQCentralShow.com. We're locked and loaded. Hey, quick reminder about D-Dog's barbecue rub. Maybe you didn't know that they were offering free shipping right now if you go to their website, ddogsbbq.com. Maybe you also didn't know that they're offering 2 new products, a Texas-style barbecue sauce and a jalapeno rib glaze. You could probably use those 2 together in combination, and you would have a wonderful delight on your hands. The Texas-style barbecue sauce and a jalapeno rib glaze. Did I mention that there's free shipping right now? You have to do it for free. Nothing is worse than running out of your favorite rub or sauce or glaze, especially from D-Dogs, knowing that you could have packed on a little bit more because the shipping isn't going to cost you extra. So here's what I ask you to do. Race over to ddogsbbq.com. That's ddogsbbq.com, and order up their sauces and rubs and get extra because it's free shipping. Free shipping. Of course, we all know right now that D-Dog's barbecue rub is better than ketchup. We're back with your reaction to Season 2 of BBQ Pitmasters' debut episode. It's Rempy and you right here on the BBQ Central Show.
Barbecue fans travel from all over the country and the world to learn the secrets of real pit barbecue from Grand Champion Pitmaster Conrad Haskins. Now take your skills to the next level with a Barbecue Institute Pitmaster class. You'll learn how to make sauces, rubs, and smoke mouth-watering barbecue every time you cook. Your new skills will impress friends and family. Internet forums, blogs, and Facebook are full of success stories from our graduates. Upcoming classes locations include Rock City Rib Fest, Rochester, New York, Lexington, Massachusetts, Lang Factory Test Kitchen in Georgia, Fort Worth, Texas, Fredericksburg, Texas, Houston, Texas, Monroe, Washington, and Kennewick, Washington. For more information, class days, and contests we'll be competing in, visit www.bbqclass.com. That's bbqclass.com.
Hey gang, Rempy here to talk about bbqteamsonline.com. Do you have a website? Get your barbecue team online. Visit bbqteamsonline.com for a high-quality, professionally made, fully customizable website. Easily display your team's upcoming events, start your very own online store, post event results, and show off those award-winning ribs in your photo gallery. Get your team online today by going to bbqteamsonline.com. Visit today. Centralites, you having marriage troubles? Your kid's unruly and don't listen? Then you need the Ribolator, because great barbecue will always bring the family together, and the Ribolator always cooks great award-winning barbecue. You can try it free for 30 days, and if your family life doesn't improve, just send it back. Ribolator even pays return shipping. But you need to take that first step. Visit Ribolator.com to get started or call 206-999-0962. Don't you deserve a happy barbecue family?
World Barbecue Champion and star of TLC's Barbecue Pitmasters, Myron Mixon headlines this September 10th through the 12th at the 5th Annual Taste of the Deerfield Valley in West Dover, Vermont. On Friday, Myron Mixon will demonstrate his world-famous barbecue at a VIP dinner and beer pairing at the gorgeous Hermitage Inn. On Saturday, Myron and former New England Culinary Institute executive chef Robert will be demonstrating their cooking skills at Mount Snow Resort. The popular Taste of the Deerfield Valley Food Festival, featuring live music, craft show, and taste from over a dozen of the best restaurants in the Mount Snow area, follows their demonstrations. Packages, including tickets and 2 nights lodging, start at just $159 per person. A portion of the proceeds will go to the Junior Iron Chef program. For more information or to purchase advance tickets, visit CelebrateTheValley.com. That's CelebrateTheValley.com. Sponsored in part by Celebrate the Valley, the town of Dover, G. Housen, 92.7 WKBT, Outside Television, Mount Snow Resort, and the Hermitage Inn. The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at TheBarbecueGuru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Hey, gang. Want to talk to you real quick about something that's very important when you're buying stuff online. You need to deal with a company that is reputable and knows what they're doing, and that's why I always recommend Fred Bernardo of Fred's Music and BBQ.com. We all know that Fred's Music is the barbecue and grilling superstore, from any kind of cooker you want to gas and charcoal grills and all the accoutrements in between to make your barbecue and grilling experience a success. But more important than all of that, Fred has been there and Fred will be there in the future. How many times have you heard the story about the guy that found that great cooker for a ridiculously low price, except it was back ordered for 10 months, or worse yet, he paid up front and never got the product? That's because some of these online retailers are here one day and gone the next. Fred has the inventory to meet your needs. It's competitively priced and shipped promptly. Shop where I shop. Fred's Music and BBQ.com. Headache-free guaranteed. Fred's Music and BBQ.com. Or, if you're in Shillington, Pennsylvania, stop by and see the smoking guitar player himself.
Introducing Cosmos Q. Cosmos Q injections and marinades use only the finest ingredients, and they mix easily, never clotting or caking. From our beef injection to our pork injection, you're guaranteed to wow your friends, family, and judges. And don't forget to check out our Cosmos Chicken Soak for that moist and tender chicken you're gonna love.
And don't forget about Cosmo's new pork soak and rubs.
You can find us at cosmosq.com and select retailers across the nation. For quality injections, marinades, and rubs, it's Cosmos Q.
Broadcasting live from the BBQ Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the BBQ Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
15 past the hour. Welcome back to the show. This is the BBQ Central Show, presented by the 5th Annual Taste of the Deerfield Valley. This September 10th through the 12th, CelebrateTheValley.com is a place to go to find out more about that. You need to hit that up, by the way. Also, Yoder Smoky Mountain Barbecue, leading online retailer of Meadow Creek barbecue equipment. The barbecue smokers and grills are handcrafted in the Amish country of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and they help you enjoy easy and profitable barbecues for years to come. Also carrying a complete line of wonderful rubs and sauces. SeriousBBQs.com. SeriousBBQs.com is their website. It's good folks over at Yoder's Smoky Mountain Barbecue. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the first episode of Season 2 of BBQ Pitmasters. By the way, if you want to jump in, let me give you that contact info again for those callers interested. 877-448-0433. 877-448-0433. You can also email your take if you want to as well. Greg, G-R-E-G, Greg at the BBQCentralShow.com. So if you missed the premiere episode, then you should have stayed tuned into TLC about an hour later because they immediately reran it after American Choppers. Is that called American Choppers? Orange County Chopper Chops? The sons that hate their dad? Whatever. Anyway, reality TV runs amok. Nevertheless, here's the new way it's playing out for BBQ Pitmasters. As I had mentioned in the show open, kind of laid out the first season format. Well, it's completely redone now. So you have 4 teams that are pitted against each other in this stadium-esque setting out there in the TV land studios of Hollywood, California. Maybe they were even more south than that, over by San Diego, wherever the hell they were. It's California, left coast. And then on top of that, they have 3 judges. A NFL, quote-unquote, great, Warren Sapp. You have a true barbecue professional winner and legend in Myron Mixon. And then you have a culinary-trained judge in Art Smith. Now, I didn't really know too much about Art Smith myself, but evidently his claim to fame is he either is a personal cook for or he has cooked for Oprah. And we all know if you've done anything, if you've wiped Oprah's snotty snot locker at some point, you have a tendency, or you are on the fast track for stardom. If you do anything with Oprah, if you pick her earwax and keep it, you could be on TV in like 2 minutes. That's where Dr. Phil came from. Everybody loves Dr. Phil. So it's now a show where they have 4 teams pitted against each other. And you are, for instance, we had Ponderosa Barbecue with Mo Kason. You had Southern Soul Barbecue with Harrison Sapp being at the Pitmaster from Georgia. Ponderosa Barbecue from Des Moines, Iowa. Taint the Sauce, these were 2 ladies, the Pitmaster Nicole Davenport from Texas. And then you had Hot Grill on Grill Action, baby. Ryan Amos and the boys over there. Those guys won Instant Legend After Dark last week. If you missed that show, those guys, never talked to them before. They'd actually approached me about coming on the show to talk about Season 2 of BBQ Pitmasters. Instant Legend with that interview. Awesome. Check that out in the archives. Anyway, they rounded out the teams that were in this premiere episode. Hot Grill on Grill Action, Taint the Sauce, Southern Soul Barbecue, Ponderosa Barbecue. So, I mean, here are my first impression. Let me give you my impressions of the show, and then I can go back and kind of give you a quick recap of how it actually played out. Maybe let me give you a recap of actually how it played out first. So you have these 4 teams, and they were charged with the competition of cooking pork butt. Pulled pork. I'm sorry. It's the pulled pork challenge, I believe it was. So you have Mo, who focused primarily, pretty much all of his time on the money muscle. He had like a cola and jerk injection. He was cooking at 270 degrees. He deboned his butt, by the way. Deboned it on purpose. Then you had Nicole from Taint the Sauce. They were cooking 2 butts. One was not injected with a sweet rub, a Texas-style butt, I believe she said. And then they had a southern injected butt. They were cooking at 225 degrees. Ryan from Hot Grill and Grill Action, injected butts with a peppery hearty rub. And you had Harrison Sapp from Southern Soul Barbecue doing his butt, rubbed only, no injection, 300 degrees. So then at some point during this cook, where they're under the assumption they're just doing pulled pork for turn-in, they come out with this pit fire challenge. Pit fire. Get it? This is catfish. So this has the element of Iron Chef. Here's the secret ingredient that everybody has to make something out of. Catfish. Okay, so, I mean, what is catfish showing? What is that showing the skill of a barbecue pitmaster? That they can somehow, that they also have some type of culinary ability on top of the 4 meats that they would normally cook? Okay, so it's a game show. Got to cook the catfish. And the loser of the catfish, you had 1 hour to prepare catfish in some way. And the loser eliminated right from the show. Eliminate, boom, done. Boom, out of here.
Get that big stuff out of here.
Beat it. So what does that mean? Well, that means that this guy's put his time and effort, or lady, has put his time and effort into the pork butt and now has to go pound salt without his butt getting tasted. And the loser of the catfish challenge was Southern Soul Barbecue's Harrison Sapp. So that dude got sent packing. Beat it. So there you go. And then 3 remaining teams. You had Hot Grill on Grill Action, Taint the Sauce, and Ponderosa Barbecue. Continue to cook their pork butts. And then at some point during this cook, they come up with yet another challenge, the Sidewinder Challenge. Now, nobody's getting eliminated from the Sidewinder Challenge, which happens to be slaw, which is a side, hence the name Sidewinder, I guess. Okay. So now you're going to be turning in your pork butt along with the Sidewinder side dish, that being slaw. So you had to make it out of bok choy and cabbage and big celery roots, whatever the hell. So what ends up happening here is you have Taint the Sauce, which their pork did not do very well, and I don't believe their slaw did very well either. So they finished in 3rd place. And then you had Hot Grill on Grill Action and Moke-san of Ponderosa Barbecue going up for the final decision. Between these two, you would have a victor here. Now, if we're going to break it down a little bit here, in my honest opinion, if we're holding true to what the challenge was, pulled pork, Taint the Sauce should have won because they were the only team that actually provided a pulled pork sandwich. The other guys, Ryan Amos and Moke-san from Ponderosa Barbecue, pulled in the money muscle. It was sliced pork. That's not pulled pork. That's sliced. Now, remember, the difference in what they would normally turn in during a competition would be you are tasked to do pork shoulder. So pork shoulder encompasses all of that. Pulled pork challenge is pulled pork, right? I mean, that's why you call it a pulled pork challenge. Maybe I'm wrong here, but Taint the Sauce, while having a less than superior product than the other two, did turn in what the name of the challenge was. So that was a little weird for me. So then you have 2 guys that are turning in sliced pork, and according to the score sheets on TLC's website, they got a perfect, Hot Grill on Grill Action got a perfect score from Myron Mixon. Their pork was the thing that put it over the edge for Ponderosa Barbecue, which was the team that ended up winning it, is the slaw. The slaw. So you have a side dish deciding which one's pork tasted better. I gotta admit, I know it's part of the game, but the slaw made the difference? Between the 3 guys, they couldn't pick out 2. You just need 2 guys. You need, that's the majority there, 2 of the 3, to pick the same one, which tasted better. That should have been your winner. It shouldn't have been the slaw. But granted, now we're nitpicking. Now we're picking nits here. Again, if you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to 877-448-0433. So Moke-san ends up winning, not because of the strength of his sliced pork, but because of the strength of his slaw, because he went away from mayonnaise. Mayonnaise? Yeah, mayonnaise, whatever. I use Marzetti. I don't even know what the hell's in that stuff. He went to the vinegar-based cold slaw, which, of course, I would have done the exact same thing. So then what? I mean, you make the same slaw, you have the same pork scores, you're screwed. Now you have a tie. Nevertheless, Mo Cason wins, and there you go. On the strength of the slaw, by the way. Did I mention that? Strength of the slaw. My first impressions of the show and the new format. First of all, it's totally different. The barbecue purist, I would imagine, probably isn't going to like this show, plain and simple, especially if they were fans of last year's format. The show preparation that they're actually showing the viewer is minimal. You're getting a little bit of sentences as far as what they're doing, some of the spices that they're adding here and there, but that's about it, okay? So that's a little lacking for the barbecue purist. I understand it. Now, for me, especially as a fan of barbecue and being up on the industry and competition scene, I would have liked to have seen some more, let's call them recognizable team names, at least to draw in some more hype for that first show, for that premiere episode of the new season. Had it not been for my last interview with Hot Grill on Grill Action, I would have not heard of any of the four of these teams that started out this new season. I don't think that was probably the best idea, but that's just my opinion. And let me bottom line it for you. It's only one episode, but because it's not a docudrama anymore, and it has become a game show, there isn't going to be really any variance show to show here, okay? I mean, you're going to have a meat to cook. You're going to have these two challenges in the middle of the thing, and then you're going to be judged at the end. So if you didn't like the first one, you're probably going to not like the next five that are coming down the pike. And that's got to be the way it is, right? If you're not a fan of this version of show, you're going to hate the rest of them. Now, for me, it's all a bit different. You know, a number of these teams on the show this season happen to have been on my show, some more than once. Some I have a personal interest in seeing how they do, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of you guys listening as well. You know, some of these people from teams on the online forum, perhaps you've met them at competitions if you're a competitor as well, or you've taken their cooking classes. It's innate in barbecuers to support each other like that. And you might struggle with not wanting to watch the show, but also wanting to see how the teams do in their segments. I mean, I get it. I really do. You're like torn. You don't want to support something that you think they've ruined, that they've taken away from you, but you don't want to not show support for the people that you actually know and that you actually like. You have a personal vested interest here because I feel it's part of my duty, at least, to be up to date on everything dealing with barbecue, and I wouldn't be doing the show a proper service if I wasn't going to be watching from here on out. So that's kind of my personal side. I don't know what yours is. Is this my style of show? Well, no, because I don't really watch a lot of other cooking shows that are really set up like this. I don't even really watch a lot of reality TV anymore. But after seeing the first episode, will I want... I mean, I wouldn't go ahead and call it like Let's Make a Date television, for instance. I won't set my DVR to record it and take up space, but if I happen to come across it during the show, while it was on live, would I flip away from it? Absolutely not. I would absolutely keep it tuned in. That would stop my channel surfing because I'd want to see. Now, I will watch all the other 5 episodes because this is what I have to do. This is my genre. This is my industry that I'd like to kind of keep tabs on. But again, if you like season 1, you're not going to probably like season 2 that much. And there has been a lot of backlash since that first episode on Thursday. For instance, here's somebody with an email. The original Pitmasters show, this is from Don G, by the way. The original Pitmasters show is what finally pushed me to up my skills, join the site, and start doing competitions. It seemed to be all the rage and got picked up for a few extra episodes last year. I think all in all, it's a good first outing, but someone wanted to push it into something else, and like it or not, this is what we have. I heard an interview with Myron Mixon a few weeks back right here on this show. He said a barbecue show like we have now is better than a no barbecue show, and he has to agree with that. But if season 1 was reasonably successful, why totally trash it? Tweak, yes, but completely throw out the format. I will watch all the episodes and support our brothers and sisters in smoke. Let's hope one day the other networks is taking notice and can pack up their gear. I'm sorry, I'm misreading here. Let's just hope one of the other networks is taking notice and packing up gear and hitting Michigan's comp today. Can I dream? I can dream, can't I? So, yeah, I mean, I totally see what Don is saying there. I hope, I certainly appreciate you writing in, Don, by the way. And, again, you kind of make my point again for me. You're twisted and turned inside. Your stomach is knotting up. You're like, I don't want to support something that I think has changed too much, but I don't not want to support the people that I know and I've come to like and have kind of come to met in the first season that inspired me to get out there and do it. Don, I get it, brother. I understand a lot of people out you like. A lot of people are a lot more pissed off than you are because of how that format changed. So that's just the way it's going to be. So stick around for the next 5 and see how you like it. 877-448-0433. Don't forget, episode number 2 coming up in 2 days on TLC at 10 p.m. If you missed it last week, tune in and check one out. See what you think. Weigh in. I'm going to step away here. We're going to raise up my mom for some favorite recipes to share. So stay tuned for that. Greg at the BBQCentralShow.com. Harry Sue of Slap Yo Daddy coming up after dark, 10:05 Eastern Standard Time. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show right here on the Barbecue Central Radio Network.
World Barbecue Champion and star of TLC's BBQ Pitmasters, Myron Mixon headlines this September 10th through the 12th at the 5th Annual Taste of the Deerfield Valley in Westover, Vermont. On Friday, Myron Mixon will demonstrate his world-famous barbecue at a VIP dinner and beer pairing at the gorgeous Hermitage Inn. On Saturday, Myron and former New England Culinary Institute executive chef Robert will be demonstrating their cooking skills at Mount Snow Resort. The popular Taste of the Deerfield Valley Food Festival, featuring live music, craft show, and taste from over a dozen of the best restaurants in the Mount Snow area, follows their demonstrations. Packages, including tickets and 2 nights lodging, start at just $159 per person. A portion of the proceeds will go to the Junior Iron Chef program. For more information or to purchase advance tickets, visit CelebrateTheValley.com. That's CelebrateTheValley.com. Sponsored in part by Celebrate the Valley, the town of Dover, G. Housen, 92.7 WKVT, Outside Television, Mount Snow Resort, and the Hermitage Inn. The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at TheBarbecueGuru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
36 past the hour. Welcome back. This is the Barbecue Central Show, presented by the 5th Annual Taste of the Deerfield Valley. Myron Mixon headlining this event. CelebrateTheValley.com is the website to get more information about that. Also, the good folks at the Barbecue Guru, makers of automatic pit temperature control devices, not to mention a host of other products that make your barbecue and grilling life easier. 2 ways to find them. Toll free, 800-288-GURU. Or you can dial them up on the interwebs, thebbqguru.com. Good folks over at the Barbecue Guru. All right, as promised, joining me as she usually does every month, sharing some of the most fantastic recipes on the face of the earth. It's my mom, Connie Rempe, joining us here. Hey, Mom, how are you?
Good, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for joining me tonight. And I'm not putting on my video because that would bog down my computer, but it's weird seeing you, but you're not seeing me at all, are you?
Well, no.
Oh, okay, and then now the video's gone too. Okay, so now that makes it a lot more comfortable. Before it was very awkward there for a minute.
Well, that's your sister.
That's right. So we're back in it. We're going to do some recipes here, but I just wanted to get your opinion if you saw it. Did you see the season 2 of BBQ Pitmasters premiere episode last Thursday?
Yes. Yeah,
right.
We did.
All right. So what do you, I mean, as somebody that isn't, I mean, you've been to a competition before. You've obviously heard me talking about it idiotically every week. What's your take as somebody who's more on the periphery of the subject?
Well, I kind of felt like you were talking about, these guys go through all this, the big to do with their barbecue and the whatnot, and they're awarding a win on slaw. I mean, What the heck is that all about? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, a lot of venom and vitriol being spewed on the social media outlets. And, you know, it's TLC Pitmasters' Facebook page. It's TLC's Facebook page. And then you have a collateral damage on Kingsford's Facebook page because they're a sponsor of the show. So it's safe to say if you're involved with the show whatsoever, if you haven't gotten some, be on the lookout because you could be getting some sooner than later from the barbecue purists who are not so happy with the way the format has shaken out here. But nevertheless, let's forget all of that now and let's get into something a lot more important than that, which are delicious recipes. And you always bring them strong, Mom. You have the appetizers, the entrees, and a dessert, sometimes a side dish as well. But we'll start tonight, as we always do every month, with the appetizer, and we have a fruit salsa and cinnamon chip delivery. Tell us about this one.
Well, Greg, this is kind of the twist on your veggie salsa. This was from Aaron's recipe when we were up in Saratoga, and it's one of those things that you eat and say, wow, I've got to make sure everybody else gets to try this because it was absolutely phenomenal.
Wow.
Again, something that wasn't really hard to do. She's putting together kiwis, a couple of kiwis, a couple golden delicious apples, a pound of strawberries, just taking those and, obviously peeling and dicing the ones you need to do. Chopping them up until they're really small and then stirring in your sugar, some brown sugar, some preserves, and just letting those meld together, putting them in the refrigerator. And it's so good. It's like, at first I thought, I'm not so sure on that, but we dig in with those chips and it was phenomenal. And she made her own cinnamon chips using flour tortillas.
All right.
She used butter flavor cooking spray, spraying each tortilla. You buy them in a pack of 10. She sprayed them all, then cut them. I used a pizza cutter, cuts them up really easily,
Right.
Bakes it in the oven, spraying the tortillas, sprinkling on some cinnamon sugar, baking them in the oven, like 8 minutes on one side, turning them over, doing again the spray and the cinnamon sugar, spraying them again with the spray. Cooking them in there takes maybe, as I said, 8 minutes on one side, 8 minutes on the other, letting them cool completely. But it is so good. It's incredible.
Could you deep fry those if you wanted?
You can deep fry anything if you want. Yeah, sure.
Damn right. Okay. You can deep frying oil if you want.
If you can deep fry butter, you can deep fry anything.
Right.
Exactly. But in fact, if you do not want to make these, you can buy Stacy's is a brand that makes a good cinnamon pita chip, and you could use those.
All right, so that's the fruit salsa and cinnamon chip appetizer, and then we'll move on to a main course, which is the cider braised pork chops. Now, can you just get any cider? Do you need to get the September-October cider in order for it to be best? What do you think?
Well, certainly the September-October cider is going to be wonderful, but, down in Florida, we are never getting that.
Right. So
apple juice would probably work just as well, which I used because I didn't have anything else. But when this is cooking in the oven, the aroma that fills the house is truly heavenly. I mean, your mouth is just salivating. Is very good.
All right. So what's in it? What's in it?
It is a bone-in blade pork chop. You want it to be about an inch thick.
All right.
And you're going to saute those in your Dutch oven. You're going to cook it in the Dutch oven. You're going to saute it right in the Dutch oven, about 4 minutes on each side with the pork chops. Take those out when they're sauteed. You're going to add some onions and garlic to the juices that are in the bottom of that Dutch oven. Saute those. Add some apple butter, which is an item I thought, I'm not sure I'm going to want that, but trust me, it's good. You're going to put in your apple butter and a little flour, stir that up. It's going to give your thickening, and then you're going to add your braising liquid, which is going to be your cider. Put those pork chops back in that Dutch oven. pop it in the oven for about an hour and a half until they're really tender. You're going to take the pork chops back out, putting those on a serving platter. To the juices in that Dutch oven, you're going to add a little vinegar, parsley, some more of the apple butter, some salt and pepper to taste, and serve that sauce on the side, maybe over some mashed potatoes too. And I must say, as a word that you love to use, it is succulent.
Oh, yeah. Succulents. Triple suck. Now, I see in the instructions here, does that say braise until chops are completely tender, about 12 hours?
Did I say 12 hours? Ooh, there's a typo. About an hour and a half.
Okay, maybe I was going to say maybe that should have been a division sign in between there, or a slash, like 1.5. All right, 1.5. Nevertheless, I mean, who cares? I'm just
because by 12 hours you're going to have sauce altogether.
That's right. Well, I would hate to put this out without making the proper adjustments, and then have to face the Centralites' wrath from now until forever.
And there is a wrath out there.
I know.
Sure.
So, all right.
Yes.
So that's the cider braised pork chop. And then as a side, we have the best ever grilled corn. What makes it the best ever, and how do you do it?
Well, I'll tell you what makes it the best ever, because people, have grilled corn, it's husk on, husk off,
yes,
half husk,
I do husk on. I soak it in water, and then I put the husk on.
Right.
Then I have to burn the shit out of my hands when I'm husking the corn.
Exactly. I mean, who wants to do that?
Not me. Hurts.
No.
It hurts.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm be crying too.
Yeah.
What you're going to do here is you're taking the husks off, and you're going to brine that corn first.
Brine, okay.
Brine it. You're going to get about a gallon of water. Add to that a half a cup of salt and a half a cup of sugar.
Right.
Stir it up. Put it in there. You're going to do it for at least a half an hour or up to 8 hours. Not really longer than 8 hours. Over 8 hours, it tends to get a little salty, but it really infuses that flavor into the corn, plumps it up a little bit. So when you're putting it on the grill, which you're going to cook on high, and not really lower than that, because then it tends to come out a little soggy. So you're going to grill it over a high heat, turning it every couple of minutes, doing it for a total of about 10 minutes. It's going to get that nice charred look to it. The taste is phenomenal. It's tender. It's sweet. Your sister said it was the best corn she's ever had in her life.
All right. Well, hence the title. All right. So we have the best grilled corn ever. And now to finish it up, ice cream mud pie. Sounds great.
Well, again, this was a friend of ours when we were in Saratoga. I got a raft of, wonderful recipes from these people. Have cooked this pie, well, not actually cooked, but have made this pie before, but I usually have made it with a chocolate crust, but this time she had made it with a graham cracker crust. And, you can make your own if you want, but I just buy mine at the grocery store.
Right.
And this time what she's done differently is she's taken the large Hershey chocolate bar, the really big one.
Right.
Chop it up, put a couple teaspoons of milk in there, and then pop it in the microwave and melt it down. And she takes that chocolate, puts it in the bottom of the pie crust, spreads it all out, put that in the freezer for, as long as it takes to harden up. Then you're going to take coffee ice cream that you've left out a little bit, let it melt, soften up a little bit. Spoon that over the top of the chocolate that's hardened up. Put that back in the freezer for a little bit. Let that harden up. Over the top of that, you're going to add fudge sauce. Spread it over the top, again, going back in the freezer till it hardens up. And that's probably going to take maybe 8 to 10 hours or so. So you probably want to make that the day before you want to have it. But when it's ready to serve, you can slice it into 8 portions. And then, why not add some whipped cream to the top of that and some slivered almonds? It's delicious.
Yeah, it sounds great. So just to recap, in case you're joining us, this is my mom, by the way, Connie Rempe, and she was telling us about fruit salsa and cinnamon chips appetizer to go with a cider braised pork chop, and then the best ever grilled corn as a side to that. finishing it all off with the ice cream mud pie. And as usual, Mom, you've brought it strong. The recipes sound great, and I'm sure they'll be flying out in large fashion. And again, if you want to get your hands on these, all you have to do is email the show, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Just make sure you put in the date of the subject lines and include Mom's recipes, and we'll get those out to you. And again, Mom, thanks for taking the time out to do this, and we'll look for you again next month.
All right, honey. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. There she is, my mom. Lots of great stuff there. So if you want a copy of these particular recipes, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Put in the date. It'll be August 17th. Mom's recipes, and I will go ahead and get you your copy. We'll come back to play the fourth segment free for all, your chance to win. 877-448-0433. Also, we'll get some more reaction to Season 2 from the BBQ Pitmasters. We have some emails flying in as well. Stay tuned. Fourth segment free for all. Shrimpy and you right here on the BBQ Central Show. Hey, gang. Want to talk to you real quick about something that's very important when you're buying stuff online. You need to deal with a company that is reputable and knows what they're doing, and that's why I always recommend Fred Bernardo of Fred's Music and BBQ.com. We all know that Fred's Music is the barbecue and grilling superstore, from any kind of cooker you want to gas and charcoal grills and all the accoutrements in between to make your barbecue and grilling experience a success. But more important than all of that, Fred has been there and Fred will be there in the future. How many times have you heard the story about the guy that found that great cooker for a ridiculously low price, except it was back ordered for 10 months, or worse yet, he paid up front and never got the product? That's because some of these online retailers are here one day and gone the next. Fred has the inventory to meet your needs. It's competitively priced and shipped promptly. Shop where I shop. Fred's Music and BBQ.com. Headache-free guaranteed. Fred's Music and BBQ.com. Or, if you're in Shillington, Pennsylvania, stop by and see the smoking guitar player himself.
Introducing Cosmos Q. Cosmos Q injections and marinades use only the finest ingredients, and they mix easily, never clotting or caking. From our beef injection to our pork injection, you're guaranteed to wow your friends, family, and judges. And don't forget to check out our Cosmos Chicken Soak for that moist and tender chicken you're gonna love.
And don't forget about Cosmo's new pork soak and rubs.
You can find us at cosmosq.com and select retailers across the nation. For quality injections, marinades, and rubs, it's Cosmos Q.
Big name interviews, advice on cooking brisket and ribs, and the only host willing to share his honest opinion on all things important in the world of barbecue. It's the BBQ Central Show.
9:54 Eastern Standard Time. This portion of the show brought to you by the Taste of the Deerfield Valley, 5th annual, by the way. Myron Mixon headlining this event September 10th through the 12th. CelebrateTheValley.com is the place to go to find out more information about that. Also, BBQ Teams Online. BBQTeamsOnline.com. Look, Centralites, the internet is not a fad. If you don't have an internet presence, then you're losing valuable exposure. If you're not a tech geek, don't worry about it. For a small monthly investment, Mike Ryan will get you set up. And a 30-day free trial. What's better than that? BBQTeamsOnline.com is the place to go. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. BBQTeamsOnline.com. Let's go ahead and play the fourth segment. Free for all, baby. Yeah! Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here. It's another Tuesday. I'm so excited to be back here, helping everybody win fun and succulent prizes here on the BBQ Central Radio Show. I haven't seen a lot of work in my day. I'm happy to be back here in front of the microphone. Here's what's happening. We're going to play a game. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, barbecue-related or not barbecue-related. Your choice. I'll give you the choice tonight. Don't worry about it. And you have 5 seconds to answer each question. If you win 3 of those questions correctly, you get a prize. It's that easy. Okay. Let's stop wasting time. Let's go right over to the phone. Area code 516. Name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Harry. This is Don.
Hey, Don. How are you?
Very good.
Don, would you like to play the game?
I'd love to play the game.
Don, would you like barbecue questions or not barbecue questions?
Let's go barbecue.
All right, let's go barbecue. Don, ready for question number 1?
I will try.
Don, name the show that debuted its 2nd season this past Thursday on TLC.
That would be BBQ Pitmasters.
That's right. Question number 2, Don. Name one of the teams that was on the premiere episode of BBQ Pitmasters.
That would be Taint the Sauce.
Taint the South. Taint, where I'm from, that's a different... Never mind, Don. You've answered 2 questions correctly. If you answer the next one, you win a prize. Don, are you excited?
I'm excited.
I know
What does
I
taint
am.
the sauce mean?
Never mind, Don. A different question for a different... I'll ask the questions here, son. All right, 3rd question, Don. Here we go. Name the executive producer of BBQ Pitmasters.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, no.
Get that big stuff out of here.
Don, I'm sorry you didn't know that. He's been on the show 3 times. He's an Emmy Award winner. I mean, I didn't interview him myself. And what's with asking me the questions? I'm the host, damn it. Don, you better watch your step, mister. It's going to be me and you in the parking lot, buddy. That's right. All right, 877-448-0433 is the number to call. We have time to win a prize. Also, I've been told I need to mention who will be coming on here at the start of the 2nd hour. Harry Sue of Slap Your Daddy. What? I thought it was Slap Your Babu. All right, well, Slap Your Daddy anyway. Harry Sue's coming up at 10 o'clock after Greg gets out taking his break. What is it? Why does he need a break during the show? It's like 55 minutes long. You can't work 55 minutes? I used to work 4 or 5 hours straight in the booth with Stoney back in the day when I was alive. Oh, those were the days. I loved them. Calling games, having fun, drinking until I was blind and throwing up behind the booth. What? Craziness. I don't remember half of it. That's all right. Let's go to area code 517, naming where you're calling from.
David in Michigan.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right.
All right, Dave, you want to play the game?
Yes.
All right, Dave, do you want barbecue questions or not barbecue questions?
Barbecue question.
All right, Dave, here we go. Question number 1. Name the show that debuted this past Thursday on TLC.
Barbecue Pitmasters.
That's right, BBQ Pitmasters. Question number 2, Dave. Name one of the teams that competed in season number 2 at premiere episode of BBQ Pitmasters.
Southern Soul.
Southern Soul is right. All right, here we go. One more question. You can win a prize. Dave, are you excited?
I am.
I know I am. Okay, Dave, here we go. Name the executive producer of BBQ Pitmasters.
That would be John Marcus.
That's right, John Marcus. Dave, you win a prize. We have some frog mats to give away. We have some wine-infused oak wood. We also have Cosmo's Q injections and pork soaks and chicken soaks. We also have wild game rub and cedar planks. What would you like?
I'd like to get the chicken soak from Cosmo Q.
Chicken soak it is. So here's what you need to do. Email me your shipping info, and I will get it right out to you. Or actually, I'll get it over to Darian, and he'll get it out to you. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com.
Alrighty.
Thanks for calling in tonight. Beat it. Lots of fun having winners. This is wonderful. I love winners. I could stay on the show all night giving away stuff. When it's not money coming out of my pocket, what do I care? I don't care. That's just the way I am. All right, well, congratulations to Dave from Michigan, the state up north. I'm going to go. We'll see you next Tuesday. There we go. Harry Carey racing away as usual. Looks like we got a winner. Cosmo's Q Chicken Soak. Oh, yeah, baby. Not going to be disappointed with that. Hey, before I go, I want to tell you about the Ribbulator. And the Ribbulator is literally flying off the shelves, Centralites, and I mean that in a serious way. If you want to get away from the restrictions of traditional rotisserie cooking and be only limited by your imagination, then the Ribbulator's for you. But look, you have to email the owner to figure out how you can actually get it because it is so popular. info@theribbulator.com, or if you want to check it out first, ribbulator.com is the website. It's good folks at the Ribbulator right there. Also, thanks to my mom for coming on in the third segment, sharing recipes. Again, if you want a copy of those, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com, and then put August 17th, Mom's Recipes, and we will get a copy right out to you. You won't be disappointed that you try these out, I can guarantee it. All right, stick around for news next, and then Harry Sue from Slap Yo Daddy talking about all things competition barbecue. I'm sure he'll have a take or two about the new season of BBQ Pitmasters. Plus, before all of that, we'll weigh in with what you are reacting to via the email about Season 2 of BBQ Pitmasters as well. It's coming up next right here on the BBQ Central Show on the BBQ Central Radio Networks.